You say you don't drink, and that's true. You drown until you're dripping with sorrow. Your drowning turns to frowning, turns to scowling, turns to howling, turns to showering in your drowning sorrow. Tomorrow is another day, but tomorrow never comes. Because tomorrow can never be today without a yesterday. And yes, you say you don't drink, but yesterday's today has come around and makes the sound of a dryness that drips. Drip, drip, drip. Drip by drop it trips you up and strips you down until you're drowning once more.
Mommy?
She's 8 years old and needs to be told that the world is a place of beauty. But you can't remember how to spell it. You vomit it up and spell B-E-A. You need a drink. You load your gun and shoot. It hits the spot. You've cracked the shell. Or was it you fell? Or was it your fella? Or was it your skull? Whatever it was. You stellarize the wound. You're bleeding. You've got many wounds to bleed from. But alcohol thins the blood and sends a flood of liquid visions that'll break your knees and cover them in concrete.
Mommy?
She's still there and she's still waiting. Right now your ABCs look more like triple sec whiskey and Sambuca. You say you're not a heavy drinker, but the weight on your shoulders tells a different story. You look up and into the innocent eyes of a princess, untouched by the devil's tears. She's 8 years old and needs to be told that the world is a place of beauty, so you try. But you spit the letter B, you snarl E&A, you bleed the letter U, you scream the letter T, and you're weeping after Y. Because the world is not a place of beauty, not for you. Sitting at the top of Blossom Hill, singing I didn't choose not to cope with the world, popping pills into coke as you call because you want her to know. You ring her and she picks up, and all of a sudden 8 years of hate years is 18 years old. Old enough to know that a damning decade of deep drunken decimation is hard to come back from. A decade of distance, an evolution of loneliness. A loneliness with a silent melody that hangs in the wind like the hanging carcass of a hooked corpse in an abattoir. Sick of the loneliness, like a reptile, you try to shed your razored skin, but the scarring is too thick. You can't cut through to escape. Her adult words are blunt but cut cleaner than any blade ever could. 18 years of corrosive condemnation. She was a flower that needed help to grow. You helped her reach the top of the stairs before letting her hand go. Watching her scream as she echo falls into someone else's heart and out of yours. I've watched you for what feels like a lifetime now. I've seen the damage you've done and been done to. I visited the castle you built around you to protect you from the outside world. I suppose you never thought you'd need protecting from the inside of the wall. No need for a drawbridge after all. No cure for withdrawal except drink some more. Sorry, I forgot. You say you don't drink, and that's true. You drown until you're dripping with sorrow, begging for someone else's happiness to borrow. Because you're dreading tomorrow.